Sports here with Marty Music. We're going to break down this My Chemical Romance song right now. But not only that, thanks to my friends at Boss, they've created an awesome guitar patch for the Boss Katana. It's totally free and it's in the link below. So huge shout out to Boss for sponsoring this video, making that patch, and check out the Katana. All right, let's break it down. All right, so there's two guitars going on. We're in standard tuning. The first part of the intro is an octave part, and so it's the 5th fret A string, 7th fret G. Everything else is muted, and you start with this. Boom. Underneath that, first it starts with the octaves. Next guitar comes in with a D power chord, palm muted, 5th fret A string, 7th fret D string. So it builds up with the palm muting. And you can add your pinky to the 7th fret G string with that power chord. And then the next part, that rhythm power chord plays underneath, and we can call this the chorus, but it's also the intro. And there's another octave part. So let me show you that octave part. We can call this the intro and the chorus octave part. And underneath it is a rhythm power chord thing. And so we're in the key of D major. So the octave is 12th fret on the D string, and then the 15th fret B string. This whole thing runs along those two strings. They're always going to be the same distance apart. So if I said 5th fret, I will be referring to 5th fret D, but also 8th fret B. You know, it's always going to be 3 frets apart. So we have 12, 7, 5, 4. Does it again. 12, 7, 5, 4. Now up to 5, 7, 2, 2, 5, 7, 9, 11. Into the next section, which we'll call the verse. All right, before we get to the verse, let me show you the rhythm that's going underneath or being played at the same time as the octave part, etc. So underneath that, you're going to have a D power chord, and so also know that this is the rhythm for the chorus of the song. So 5, 7, 7. And then that pinky on the G string becomes the middle finger on the 6th fret of the G string. So then pinky goes up to 9th fret as you hold the power chord. So pinky has to stretch out to that 9th fret. And also just keep in mind you're playing the A, D, and G only. So first it's power chord. Then that middle finger on the 6th fret G. Then that G string becomes the 9th fret with the pinky. Back to the normal power chord. But then it becomes a little walk down chord. And that has to transition really quick. So I'm only using 2 fingers for that, and it would be 4th fret on the A string, and then I'm grabbing with my pinky the 7th fret of the D. So it'd be like this from the top. Like that. Now we go to a B power chord, and we're gonna do a similar thing, but now it's hitting the notes of a B minor. So it'd be classic power chord, 2, 4, 4, but we're gonna go like this. So you're adding your pinky to the 6th fret of the G while holding that B power chord. Then you're going to grab 5th fret B, and you're letting your index finger, it's not barring, so you're letting your index finger mute that G string. So then you're just getting the 2nd fret, 4th fret, and skipping the G string and playing 5th fret on the B. And then it becomes middle finger on the 3rd fret of the B. Sound familiar, right? So now we do an E power chord, which is going to be open E, 2nd fret A, 2nd fret D. And then I'm adding a finger, ring or pinky to the 4th fret of the D. Then 5th fret. Then normal E power chord again. So. Then finally an A power chord, and so first it's just the A, open 2-2, then with the open B string in there, and then 2nd fret B, 3rd fret B, into now the verse. So one more time, this is the chorus and intro rhythm while the octave part is playing over it. Into now the rhythm, verse. All right, so this verse rhythm is really cool. D power chord, and that's a pattern that continues a lot. Do, do, da, do, do, da, do, da. So it's 2 on the root, and then the chord, and it's all palm muted. See that? 1, 2, boom, 1, 2, blah. But then the third one is just 1 on the root. So watch. So now watch 2 of those patterns. All right, so that's 2 patterns. Then the middle finger goes to the 6th fret of that G, pinky comes off. So watch. So then 2 patterns on that. And then it's going to go, and that's middle finger is on that 6th fret, pinky's going to go 7 and off. And it's the D and G. But there's a little couple rhythms in between that. So let me go from the top. And then one time where that pinky's back and you go doom doom bum, and then so from the top it looks like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And so it goes boom boom bum bum bum. Look at that move again. So from the top of that rhythm, and the good news is that's the rhythm for the whole verse. We're just going to change a few things, but the rhythm part stays the same. Okay, so all we do now is instead of the root being the D, it's going to be the B note here on the 7th fret of the E. So we're going to play the right hand the same, but instead of the root being on that 5th of the A, it's now the 7th of the E. And I'm muting that A string with my middle finger mostly there. You know, it's just resting, not barring, but muting it. So the ring and pinky are on the D and G 7th fret, just like they are for the D power chord. So that was the exact same thing, but with just a different root. Good news, everything's the same now with the right hand, but it's just the open E string. So what I recommend is when you now are doing the open E, mute that A string so it doesn't ring out, and you can mute it with your ring finger like I'm doing here. My ring finger is not over it, it's under it to mute it. You could also mute it with your middle finger, like that. So the pattern though is the same. Everything's the same, open E and a muted A string. Then we finally get to the last chord of the verse, and it's now the open A. So we don't want to be muting that A anymore, and we play the same pattern. But it does a little tag that leads into the chorus. So that last A, open A, and so you're just holding that, and you're going to hit the 4th fret G, but with that A string there, into the chorus. All right, so here's that whole verse part again, pretty slow for you. Okay, so now the second verse does something a little different. So the D power chord, you're just grabbing up to that 9th, well, it's a stretch, but you're taking that D power chord, grabbing that 9 on the G, 7 on the G, 6, 7. So the bridge comes out of the chorus. I think the lyric is "You wear me out," and it's the A. So that consists of just climbing into it from the A. So out of that A, 5, 6, 7, 5, 4, open E, and then 5, 4, 2, open E up to E again, 7, 5, 4, and it builds up on an A, and vocally, they build up an A7 chord, but really it's building off of that A. So there's that little piano break that happens, followed by a giant power chord. That's a B power chord. It's a do dee do da li da da da. So B power chord, you can play at 2nd fret A. You can play at 7th fret E. Then another little break, and then from there it's the A power chord. And then the chorus. And you're out. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. Once again, don't forget about that free patch for the Boss Katana in the link below. Once again, huge shout out to Boss. And thanks for watching, supporting Marty Music. Hope to see you real soon. Take care.